My friend and I have a notes app section. He shared it with me that he wants to make an Instagram all just about cuck chairs. So he shared the note with me that was like
in hotels.
Yeah. And or like Airbnbs, and it was like cuck chair Instagram handle names, and we have some really good ones. Cuck Everlasting. That's nice. A classic book, right? Cuck Me Outside. How about that?
That's good.
Cuck Me Outside.
Cuck Me Outside is the one.
Cucking and sucking. That's also on there.
What about Louis C-U-C-K?
That's funny.
I sit in the cuck chair and watch people jerk off. Honestly, I think all of our 30 subscribers are cucks. So we should be kind to them.
We can name them literally one by one, right?
Just give a personal shout out.
Cuck of the week. Our new segment when we shout out a friend. Hi, I'm Jonathan Anderson, and I'm a comedian in Boston.
Maz Ishmael, also a comedian in Boston.
And we both have severe mental health issues. So we decided to be each other's therapists because therapy is expensive.
And it doesn't work.
And so neither will this, but that'll be just like real therapy.
At least this will be funny.
Yeah.
Hello.
We have a guest today, a very special guest.
Oh, yeah, brother.
Yay.
Maz is not excited about the guest. We gotta wake Maz up and then we'll start the episode.
Also, like I was gonna say, me and the guest we hang out daily.
Yeah, so why don't you give an intro because you guys are closer.
Jonathan's like, I can't stand this bitch.
I don't know anything about her.
I was just gonna say, coming up to the stage, you're gonna love her.
What would be your stand-up intro for Tori?
No, guys. We have Tori O'Kane, one of my closest friends, big comic in Boston, crushing it. Hello, Tori.
Hi.
Hello, Tori.
Hi.
So talk again?
Hello.
Okay, cool, crushing it.
Still giving baby girl vibes.
Dude, this movie has
instructing Tori around.
This movie has a chokehold on you right now.
That's all I think about. I saw Nosferatu afterwards, and I'm still thinking about baby girl.
That's the Barbie, like Oppenheimer thing.
Yeah,
baby girl to Nosferatu, that will crush.
But they are similar themes. I don't want to spoil it, but there are
very pale guy,
and there's two cucks in both movies.
Perfect.
Spoiler. That's kind of a spoiler, but
my friend and I have a notes app section. He shared it with me that he wants to make an Instagram all just about cuck chairs. So he shared the note with me that was like
in hotels.
Yeah. And or like Airbnbs, and it was like cuck chair Instagram handle names, and we have some really good ones. Cuck Everlasting. That's nice. A classic book, right? Yeah. We all read in middle school.
Yeah, I read Cuck Everlasting.
Cuck Me Outside. How about that?
That's good. Cuck Me Outside.
Cuck Me Outside is the one. Definitely, that's the one. That will crush. Like very intellectual name for a page, though. You're like, oh, we read.
Well, I feel like cucking isn't casual, right? Like, there's some thought behind it. No,
I think you have to be a deep person to get cucked,
and to be like, no shade. Do your thing. Everybody gets off.
No, there is some shade.
Maybe a little.
So some shades from here, yeah.
I honestly, I think all of our 30 subscribers are cucks, so we should be kind to them.
We can name them literally one by one, right?
Just give a personal shout out.
Cuck of the week. Our new segment when we shout out a friend.
Shout out, like, forget about the guests, but the cuck of the week, you guys. We just select
They're just in the corner.
No, we get one guest per episode just to watch.
Tori is kind of in a cuck chair right now. It's like we're on the couch.
It's all I know.
I gave her the most comfortable chair in the house. What can I say? Dude, I was on a date 2 days ago, and she was talking about her upbringing and stuff. She's like, my dad, like we were wealthy, like he gave me an affluent lifestyle, gave me a lot of things, but he didn't give me any emotional support. And all I can think about was, what does affluent mean?
Yeah, it feels like we're splitting hairs. So you have money.
Yeah.
You can buy support.
I was poor and I didn't get emotional support.
And I didn't get education, so I have no idea what affluent really means.
You're like, what tax bracket are we in? I feel like you can be sad for that much.
That's so funny. That's why you're like, I'm like, why is she being so intellectual with the page name? It doesn't have to be that complex.
Yeah, it could be just at cuck.
Cuck.
Dude, cuck.
Cucking and sucking. That's also on there.
Probably cuck is taken. Cuck is probably taking like C-U-C-K only. Like that will crush if you get that.
What about Louis C-U-C-K?
That's funny.
I sit in the cuck chair and watch people jerk off.
Just the layers of cucking.
And I write very good jokes about it.
So surprise, you guys are gonna watch us cuck each other.
That's what we're doing right now.
Stay till the
We're
end.
desperate for views.
Yeah, that's gonna be a great intro clip. You guys are about to watch us cuck each other.
Yeah.
Flip it. Add some
Is that
cuck.
how
Yeah,
it's? Is that how it's
Stick
said?
around.
Is it an adjective? We're gonna cuck.
I think if it's more like
Verb.
we're gonna. So if me and Maz
Or
were gonna-
verb, yeah.
If me and
Words
Maz
are
were gonna-
hard.
If Maz was your husband and we were gonna fuck in front of you, I think we would be cucking you,
Perfect.
and we would be.
Hold on, me and
Making
you are
love.
fucking, or you and her?
Are you upset with that?
No, if you're
Jonathan's a strapping young man.
Yeah.
I'm all right.
In this scenario, you're her husband,
And you and her.
No, you and me are fucking, and we're cucking. If
We're fucking and you're cucking.
if me and Tori were fucking, then we'd be cucking you.
Yes.
But
yes.
you were next to me, so I thought it'd be easier. To
And you guys are gonna
example
spoon. Like
Yeah.
you spoon after you cuck, right? It feels
Not
like an intimate.
necessarily, no.
Jonathan just glitched.
I don't think so. I don't think.
He's like, you immediately get out.
I don't
be
think these
tough.
people are so in love that they'd be like, oh. Also, it's kind of hard to spoon when your husband is right there.
Really? That's where you draw the line. You can watch me fuck him, but you don't get to watch me
It's
spoon.
very fucking based, not emotional based at all.
Okay.
There's got to be a lot of because like I have a lot of sex shame just with good old fashioned Christian sex.
Okay.
Yeah.
If, I can't imagine the come down after being cucked and you jerk and you come to completion, and then you're like, well, we got to get the kids ready for school.
Jerked to completion should be studied as a sentence.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, for some reason I glitched again. I just didn't know how to say any sex terms.
Should be taught in schools. Like what is
Come
that?
down, jerk, completion. Louis C-U-C-K. Honestly, that'd be a great name for his company.
He's
We're
just-
gonna get this going.
He's just throwing sentences right now. He's like Terminator. Just as somebody spills some water.
He's just like to the side. He's like, so Maddie, I have an idea.
I'm into something new.
I found out about myself today. Oh, dude, this
Is
is.
this what Therapy Gecko does?
Yeah, we're making leaps and bounds in our lives.
We're
No,
talking
but good
about how-
Christian shame. I feel like any religion, that's like part of the fine print. Like you have to hate yourself after having sex, right?
Yeah, well,
They like created post-nut clarity.
yeah. There's not a lot of religions that have just no rules around sex. I think even it's like Scientology has. It was created in like the 80s, and they still have like rules about sex.
It's all about the lower half, really. Religion, if you think about it overall, it's all about the lower half.
Okay,
Yeah.
and where you're putting it.
Or what's being put in it,
Sure.
in general.
Yeah,
Right.
I think they're more about the second one than the first one. Because they're more like, men, it's okay, don't worry about it. It's like pretty weird. Religions are pretty, I feel like most religions are like sort of harsher to women in general.
Right, and it's
Right.
like if you're not
It's like they were created by men.
truly,
Yeah.
and like if you're not diddling in the church, you should be ashamed, right? Like you
Diddling?
you like strictly only come in the house of the Lord. Then
Yeah.
that's okay,
That's how we did it.
right?
Yeah, it was usually
At my
while the priest was
confirmation.
giving us communion, and he just
You're
put
like,
his,
thank you, Daddy.
yeah, he just put his fingers on it.
Like he would leave it a little bit longer.
Jonathan's getting communion. He's just grabbing a quick handful.
I used to molest the priest. It was the
He
other
wanted
way
the shoe
around.
on the other foot. He's like, oh, you don't like it, Father?
Yeah. Oh, caught you off guard.
Have you heard like Al Park's joke about his animal check? He's like, oh, the doctor grabbed my balls and I went in his hair. Because it's been a while.
Could you imagine if he was like, be gentle?
Did you know Sean Rosa has a bit about one of his priests was in the Spotlight movie? Like, was what years too?
Yeah, my brother's first communion priest. My dad like literally took the picture off the mantle.
Yeah, his picture was on
There's a picture of the first communion.
Damn, they were close to him.
We be Irish Catholic.
Whoa. How rich do you need to be to have a mantle? Is what I'm asking.
Not very. My dad called us the turd in the punch bowl.
Wow.
We were in an affluent town. What is affluence, right?
Yeah, I googled after the date. I now know what affluence is. She's gonna watch this and she's gonna be like, "Wow, I had no idea all this time."
Yeah.
Wait, but your diddler, please elaborate.
Not this.
I didn't have a diddler because I went to like a Pentecostal church, and there might have been diddlers. I don't know, but it's less common because there's like in Catholicism, there's like a system to protect diddling. I personally, my conspiracy theory is that it's part of the thing.
It's like an MLM.
They want to.
Yeah.
This is gonna be like banned from YouTube. We're already there.
We're just diving into the church.
And they just move them. Like even the guys who got caught in Boston, it's like, well, now you're a priest in South Carolina. You know.
You didn't like your neighborhood boys? Try Dorchester.
Yeah. We're gonna move you to a town that's a little bit more discreet. They're a little bit. The boys
The
here
parents
are
aren't
a little
present.
classier.
And they wouldn't believe their kid.
They don't kiss and tell. So. But yeah, so the Catholic Church is horrible. Pentecostal is horrible for other reasons, but not as dire of reasons.
It's a fun name.
Pentecostal?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been saying it wrong lately. Like I've been saying it like Pentecostal without the T.
Penile costal.
Penile costal. Yeah, that you get molested there. Oh yeah, so Sean Rosa was talking about how his priest was in the spotlight thing, and he did this at Show Me Your Bits, which is like kind of unfortunate because I then asked follow-up questions. And then I was like, but, and I was just in like the Q&A portion, I was like, but you never like got, you know? And he was like, I don't know. Because sometimes I think about it and I'm thinking like, yeah, that might have happened.
That felt a little sus.
And I was like, cool. Any questions from the audience?
Now coming up to the stage, the pre.
Yeah, this is like a long sign. So like, give it up for Sean Rosa, everybody.
Give it up harder. Now.
You start.
He needs it. He needs
what is it? The collection. You start just like collecting for his therapy. Yeah. I heard they're taking Venmo now at churches.
Oh,
they
disgusting.
They better. They better. What else are they gonna take?
Yeah.
Money.
Yeah.
Okay.
We should start talking about Tori and less about things that never get us famous.
So the way this works, we bring a hostage, aka you right now, and we ask them 5 questions.
Okay.
Very personal questions, and they increase in difficulty and personnel and how personal they are.
Okay.
So and it gets weird. So that's the whole point. That's why we're here today.
Okay.
Question number 1: how much do you weigh?
Could it be more than 180?
Because you're like, you lost 100 pounds.
Yeah. Right now I'm probably clocked. I mean, we're in
You
the
don't have to say the number.
Okay, fine. We'll leave them guessing.
We'll bleep it.
It is. It is the holidays, so I have been stress eating. That is what got me to be my plump.
I've been doing
size.
the same, but I've been doing that all year instead of just
that's
Christmas.
fair. No, but that's consistency, and that's important.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, I'm on the same regimented diet of way too much sugar.
But yeah, I would say right now I'm like a healthy 130.
What did you? Fuck! It threw me off that you said the number. What did you? I'm just taking out my wallet for my back problems, not to show you how thick it is right now. Oh yeah. So when did you decide to lose the weight, and like what did you do?
So actually, this is, in my opinion, it's funny. I woke up one morning after a night shift, and
Tori's a nurse.
Yes, and it was like a bad shift. Like, so I was just like, I don't recall ever being sore from work. And I woke up and my left hip, like I really didn't feel like I could walk. And I was just like, uh-oh. And like my knuckles were super sore. I was just like, did I just like get arthritis in the middle of the night?
Oh.
And so I hit my doctor up and I was like, something is wrong. And she was just like, yeah, you should stop eating gluten. Your whole body's inflamed. And it was like pretty, if you had eyes, you could see I was inflamed.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's how I describe overweight people. Like, that dude is inflamed.
If I ever go back,
need to buy 2 plane seats. He's so inflamed.
If I ever go back on the grain, I will look like the Michelin Man, I think.
Wow.
But so I cut gluten out of my diet, and it turns out my doctor knew what she was talking about.
So that just made you lose 100 pounds?
Yeah. The seasonal depression kind of pops in every now and then and helps.
Yeah.
But
so
mostly.
So you don't eat when you have seasonal depression?
Yeah.
I eat way
not
more.
to brag.
That's
I'm a stress eater. I'm more anxious. That's the star of the show. But I've been meditating, so I've gotten like a little bit of a grasp on my anxiety. So the depression now has some time to shine. And I was like, oh, we are sad. That's not just a bit. Okay.
Yeah. So when you're, so you just I assume like most comedians, you have like just general anxiety.
Just the general stuff.
Just the typical anxiety. Yeah. I feel like if I don't, tell me if you relate to this, but if the anxiety gets bad enough, it turns into depression. And then it's like, I'm not anxious anymore, but it's worse. It's
absolutely. And then you shame yourself for all these things, and you get anxious about how sad you are.
Yeah.
And you're just like, God, you're worthless. What are you doing here?
Yeah, it sucks because you're like, you kind of feel like when you are deeply depressed, like suicidal, and then you're not anymore, like you're not that in that place. Maz wouldn't know about this, but
just baseline sad.
But when you're happy for a little while, and hopefully you'll
dabble in it.
Yeah, give it a shot. You think like, I beat depression. I'm over it. Yeah,
you're like Rocky at the top of the stairs.
Yeah. And then when it comes back, it's like another level of depression because you're like, damn, this is always just going to happen to me.
Yeah,
it's just always going to be in the background.
No, that's so valid. Let me tell you something super unhinged. Like I said, meditation has like really helped. And it's like this interesting like push and pull where it's like, I know it helps me. And it's like eating healthy, like anything, right? You like,
will feel better.
Yeah. Like, you know, objectively, this is going to do what I need, or at least a little bit of it. And so after my meditation retreat, I feel like I'm like this angsty teenager now. I haven't been meditating much because I feel like I had like these big breakthroughs where I was just like you said, with like, I was like, oh, that's how I should fix it. And then I was like, nah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think meditating would work. I tried it a couple times. I went to like a Buddhist temple to do it. I did it like 2 or 3 times. And it really was just like, I couldn't stop thinking about how weird like the instructor was. I think it was too much that I should have meditated alone first, but instead I had like this weird white lady.
Instead you were cuck meditating?
Yeah. I was watching other people meditate, basically. Have you ever tried meditating?
I would never.
He's like, you just told the people I'm straight sad.
Yeah, I was like,
we're not doing self-improvement.
Yeah.
Dude, no, it's like if I sit still and just keep thinking, I'm 100% gonna shoot myself.
Yeah, that is kind of. I always feel like I have a distraction on because I don't.
That's the point.
Yeah.
You like hone in on that.
Yeah.
And because like it's overwhelming, no doubt. And like the way I do it is like, I'm like, well, if I have 3 hours to aimlessly doom scroll, I could like spare 10 minutes to observe how intrusive my thoughts be.
Yeah.
Because that's the whole point, is like to watch your thoughts and be like, whoa, it's loud in here.
Right.
Like maybe chill.
Oh,
yeah.
I would rather doom scroll. Personally, hot take, but I would rather not waste these 10 minutes and actually continue to doom scroll.
He's like, I'd be sending fire memes.
Yeah,
He's like, I gotta send memes with a bunch of memes about how I want to kill myself.
yeah.
I don't have time to.
I can't do that when I'm being silent.
Yeah.
I could go on Hinge and write some really unhinged messages to random people. Oh, dude, you have no idea.
He's like actively trying to get kicked off of Hinge right now.
I've been on a run.
Give me an example.
I saw, oh, dude, I have so many. So like this girl, I saw a TikTok that said the best first message you can send to a girl on Hinge is like, oh, you look like moms would love you. So I was like, this is not funny enough. So I just texted the girl, I was like, oh, you look like moms would love you and dads would leave you behind. That's an opener. That's the starting of a conversation right there.
That's an appropriate response to I want to be clear.
Right. Another one is like a girl texted me.
Has that worked?
Yeah.
He's like,
Oh, I've been laid many times.
she came over and we fucked.
She's like, how'd you know?
And we're currently looking for her father.
Another one is like this girl texted me and I didn't see it for like 5-6 days, and I was like, "Hey, do you know this thing when you see some?" I wrote this right. This is verbatim. Do you know this thing when you somebody texts you something and you see it in a timely manner, but then you think you replied, but you actually replied in your head instead? That didn't happen. I just had nothing to say.
But like we adore honesty.
And then she never replied to that.
Some adore.
Imagine like 2 or 3 weeks later, she's like, "So same. I saw this, and I match you."
The next one is like diabolical. And probably we'll remove it in the edit.
Okay.
No.
Let
the people know.
I hope this is the clip then.
I saw this girl. It says the prompt said, my greatest strength," and she wrote, "I make the best grilled cheese sandwich." And I said,
"That's your
the bar's low."
strength?
yeah. And then I texted her. I said, "Women in women fields."
It's so good.
I can't imagine that got you laid.
We'll see.
The night is young.
Open it up.
So I'm just saying, I've been on a run. Like I'm about to be kicked off dating
Are you
apps.
just shooting Hail Mary passes?
I'm just
He's like trying to get me to download Bumble too,
Yeah.
so he can harass the male community too.
Oh, dude, like we were on her Bumble one time, and then it was all hilarious interaction, Tori and I. She was like, "Oh, I don't know which photo I should put on my profile." I was like, "Oh, you sent me this photo the other day. It looked great." And she's like, "Maz, this photo, it was in a mirror selfie and her hair covering half of her face." She's like, "Maz, you can't even see my face." And I was like, "Perfect. It's gonna do well.
It's gonna do wonders for you.
Crush.
She puts it 2 days later. It's the top liked photo on her profile.
They're like, "Well, we won't be seeing your face from behind."
Yeah.
And then she was showing me the guys, and she kept going through this guy's profile. And I'm like a big watch guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I see him wearing a watch upside down, so he can't read it. So other people in front of him can read
Crazy.
it, but he can't read it,
It's only to help others.
Yeah.
which is nuts. So
He's a giver.
I was like, "Can you please match with this guy?" And text him, be like, "What the fuck is wrong with your watch?"
And like he liked
And
that.
she
He was like,
did.
"You're so observant. Oh my god, I never noticed that." And I was like,
He's following
"Can you
it.
tell time?
You
you never
never
noticed it?"
You ever look at it? I just thought my watch was broken this whole time.
Dude, it's an art piece. It's an art piece. You
It
have to
also-
see it from the other side.
It's funny that he's complimenting you, but it's actually Maz.
Yeah.
It's so sexy how observant you are.
Legit.
Oh, dude, dating apps are something, man.
I don't know.
He's like, if only you were Muslim, you'd be perfect for me.
What are you?
All I can picture is like, you know, the SpongeBob like driving school scene where like Patrick is like talking in his ear. I feel like that would be what we would do on a date.
Yeah.
He'd be like, "All right, now shit on
Yeah.
his watch."
Maz is like, now tell him he's hot.
Dude, I would love for us to do this in real life.
That'd be great.
We
It'd
will
be
get
great.
you mic'd, and we will just, this will crush.
Have a crush.
Yeah.
Dude.
We should do it.
Because also, you know how easy, like as a girl, you just open your phone right now, you go on a date in 10 minutes.
He stays saying this. He's like, "I couldn't open my apps and be like, yo, do you want to go out?" And I'm like, "But you could."
I could.
And he's like, "I'm not a
But
girl."
he wouldn't get a reply.
not
till
not
tomorrow.
in 10 minutes.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Not same day thing. Like I can in 3 days. Right.
Okay.
It's like FedEx.
Okay.
Type of thing.
It's not
But
Prime.
like, yeah, it's not Amazon.
There's some guys.
Same day delivery.
Guys have to be like very attractive to get to the level of like a woman.
Okay. That's
Okay.
one thing I hate telling. Like, that's like a thing on dating apps. I don't like to say that I do stand up because then they're like, "Tell me something funny."
Yeah.
And it's just like, well,
I hate that.
We're not going to do this.
I
but-
do. Whenever someone says like, "Oh, you like," if it's in the app, like, "Oh, you're going to the comedy studio," like something like they'll be like, "Tell me a joke." I always do a very dark like 9/11 joke.
Yeah.
Or something like that. So then they
Perfect.
stop.
Can you give us a taste?
Turn them off.
This is a stolen joke, but I think it's a Jesselnick joke. But I
Okay,
just
hell
say
yeah.
it's mine because to end the
Perfect.
conversation. My mom actually was supposed to be on one of the planes on 9/11. At least I think so. It's either ungettable for them or they just are like,
It's a great
why
joke.
would you say that about your mother?
It's a great
Oh my
joke.
God. Why would you say that about your mother?
You should tell them. You should tell them your dad's joke about the.
The
belt.
my dad used to hit me with the belt. I don't blame him though. It was the only way he knew how to come. So I should say that one. That one I feel like.
Yeah. Question number 2.
What do you want me to do?
Go, yeah.
Okay. What do you think being how do we think about how to phrase?
Let me think about the question. Actually.
Yeah. Give me 10 minutes.
Okay.
How do you think being a nurse has changed you psychologically?
Ooh, that is a good question. As somebody who is like intrinsically like empathetic and like a caregiver, I feel like I like to help people. I'm a recovering people pleaser, I say. It's overwhelming because it's like I clock in to help people that don't want to help themselves.
Yeah.
And it's like, same, right? That's what we're all doing. But
Maz won't get help. We're doing a podcast instead of therapy.
it's Undercover Bosses. That's why I'm friends with him.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp.
But I feel like it's kind of sad because it's like you see the like darkest parts of like people's lives and stuff. And like when I worked in the ER, people are coming in like full fight or flight. And like, not to brag, but like I've lived in that nervous system state my whole life. So it's just like you're kind of like you're supposed to be their ounce of comfort, and it's just like, who signed the permission slip for me to be that guy?
Yeah.
And so it's interesting, I guess, to change my like psychology. I think I'm like super pessimistic, but I try not to be, because I'm just like, this world is awful.
Yeah.
And like people don't like the amount of people that I'd be like, so what meds do you take? And they're like, oh, the blue one and the one that looks like it's like an oval. And I'm like, so you don't know what you put in your body? And they're like, well, the doctor gave it to me. And I'm like, well, the doctor like also sticks his thumb up your butt, and you're not into like ass play. You're like, well, don't knock it till you try
He says it's gonna fix my ADHD.
Isn't it better than if a priest puts it up your butt? You know.
Well, it depends how spiritual you are.
True.
We had a guy put a wafer, speaking of spirituality, he bought this wafer that was like super, I mean, it was a total scam. They said it was like gonna like balance his chakras. And the amount of stuff people put up their butts and then immediately regret is alarming.
Ugh.
Like, so he put it
Ask
in his...
my girlfriend.
He's like, that's why I had to take my wallet out. It was really
Yes.
But like he was like freaking out. He was like, my husband told me to do this, and like I immediately regretted it. And we were just like, okay.
It was a wafer?
Yeah, it was like this little
Like
like
a Nilla
disc.
wafer?
It was like a little disc thing.
Like a queen.
My husband told me to do this.
My husband started shoving coins.
The famous
up my
first
ass,
words.
Like fucking Mario. And he started going down pipes. He was laying pipes right after that.
He's like, if I'm gonna eat your ass, I want a little snack.
I love copper. Give me some copper.
Right now, you taste like a dirty penny. So
But I love too, like, because it's all a blur. I feel like you black a lot of it out, or personally. And like I had this one guy who came in to the ER so frequently for STD checks. He was like, yo, you were my nurse last time. And I was like, well, I love that you're getting checked. Maybe don't be like so pumped about this.
Yeah.
And he was like so upset I didn't remember him.
hey, you remember me? I'm the guy who thought I had gonorrhea.
Literally, he was like, I'm pissing blood. He asked if that had to do with his sinus infection. I was like, I'm no doctor.
I feel pretty clogged up.
Straight to my dick.
It's all mucus down there, too. That's wild. Did he have an STD?
Yeah.
Is that HIPAA violation?
He was, well, I didn't say his name.
Yeah, we can't. I mean, hopefully there's not a guy who's listening to this like, yo, I think that's
One
me.
of the few cucks. Surprise. But it was funny because I was like walking him through it. You asked like very basic questions. I was like, have you had any new partners recently? And he was like, no, I'm just with my baby's mother. And I was like, okay. And I was like, now, hear me out. Has she had any new partners lately? And he was like ready to Hulk smash me, not in like a hot, sexy way.
Yeah.
He was like, did you not hear that's my baby's mother? And I was like, right, but you're pissing blood. And that doesn't just happen.
Right.
Like, we don't have a kidney stone. We ruled that out.
Yeah.
It has to come from somewhere.
So he's like, sinus infection. That's what he's trying to say.
I'm telling you right now.
I can't breathe.
Talk to me about the baby. What is the baby up to these days?
What's the baby's sex life like?
Jesus.
Oh yeah. Okay. So, being in that fight or flight for being a nurse, do you think that has made stand up pretty easy, or is that still anxiety inducing?
Oh, that's fair. I feel like maybe because like you're used to being like the person that drives the bus in like moments of crisis, but then again, it's like you're choosing this crisis. I'm like, I'm gonna put myself up in front of all these people to be perceived when that's like something I don't try. I'm like a little bit of a wallflower. I like to think until I'm like friendly with somebody, I try to mind my business. So it is anxiety inducing, but I think how much joy it brings me kind of like balances it all out.
That's good. That's a great answer. I was sorry we didn't have anything to respond to. It was just like good,
Wholesome.
good stuff.
But it is funny because
Subscribe for that kind of content where we just nod.
We're like, yeah, good listeners.
No, but it is fun. It is a funny kind of like juxtaposition that it's like, if people saw how I care for myself, like last night at that show, that guy asked if like people would trust me being their nurse. And like when I'm on the clock, I throw down for my city. Like I do my job, right? But like if people saw how I care for myself, they'd be like, maybe can I get a different person?
Yeah, you're like Batman. Batman has terrible sleep. He just has no love life.
But a cool car.
Yeah, and he's losing weight. So burning a lot of calories at night.
Good segue to the next question. What do you dislike the most about yourself?
It's good hard question.
Like, what do?
The most about myself, I would say it's probably the thing that I dislike the most, but I also enjoy it, like how self-aware I am. It's like crippling. That's probably one of the big things. And then like, because I'm a yapper, and so I'll be like...
Looked in like a gym from the opposite.
But like truly...
You can't get a word. They'd be like...
No, but like I'll be mid-combo and I'll be like, you should give them the floor. This has been happening for a while.
Yeah, you've probably experienced it a lot this episode where if I have a response to something you're saying, I have to like say it then or I'll forget it forever.
Absolutely.
But I hate that I talk over people. But I have to.
Right, you're like, no, because it's like you have a lucid thought and you try to be an adult and you're like, okay, store that for after they talk, but it's not.
Yeah,
it's not
also
possible.
they'll just see like veins in my neck. If I'm holding it in.
Start twitching on the podcast.
I gotta make this about me.
It's like Venom. Like he starts to become black out of it.
Yeah. I like that. I start to become.
I like that.
You wish.
But I'm really close.
He's like another gym scene. He's like. Speaking of manifesting.
Could we edit in that? We should do a hard cut and I come back and I'm in blackface.
That will make us famous for sure.
Get us some publicity. Can you guys hear my stomach growling, by the way?
No.
Okay,
No.
good. I'm
Do you
just
need a
worried
snack?
that the mic is gonna pick it up.
No.
You know, usually when I go to Maz's house, he has like a charcuterie board out.
Cute.
And I was like, I don't need to eat breakfast. I'll have like a couple slices of pepperoni and cheese. And then it wasn't out, and I was like, oh yeah, he doesn't really have space for a charcuterie board at this.
Yeah, like literally, I sleep here. Like, we're sitting on my bed right now.
Yeah, you currently your bed is being used for storage.
Yeah. Like there's equipment on my bed actively right now. Like I can 3 people here is like a traffic hazard. Like
Yeah.
I walk. But hey man, big windows, huh?
Good location.
Yeah, it's closer. Now the guests
I love all of the natural sunlight.
It is nice.
That really gets me
usually
going.
we have
Unfortunately, it's an awful day out. But
we used to have a problem with guests because like guests be like, dude, you live so far, we're not gonna drive for that.
you lived
We're
in
not gonna-"
Woburn, right?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, it was like $40 for me to get to him to record the podcast.
Dang.
Yeah, it was rough. What's your next question?
Oh fuck, I forgot it.
Oh, now my stomach is rumbling in solidarity.
Yeah, there we go. We're synced up.
That happens when you hang around someone long enough, you know.
We get hungry at the same
Empathy that
time.
side of me.
At noon when we haven't eaten. Weird like that.
Wait, Can I add one more thing about nursing?
Yeah.
I get told all the time, because like I always say that I was like an empath before TikTok made it trendy, unfortunately. And like people would always tell me that I care too much. And I'm like, hold the phone. Isn't that what we took an oath to do?
Yeah.
I don't know, right? So it's like, that's also crazy too, seeing how calloused people get when you're taking care of people that don't really like appreciate or want your help, but they're in no other position but to accept it.
I imagine it makes you pretty cynical.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know a few nurses, and they're all awful people.
I don't identify as a nurse off the clock. Like in college, I didn't mix business and pleasure. I had like my nursing friends and then my friends I partied with. And yeah, cause I like just no shade, but like you said, yeah, like they don't get a good rap. Twitter drags us through the mud.
What is the stigma? There's a weird thing about travel nurses.
Oh yeah. I feel like, travel nurses, well, first of all, they get paid a lot more because the hospital's not insuring them. So they get like a really good paycheck. And most people, I don't think it's right, but a lot of people get like upset that they're getting paid so much. So they're like, all right, well, they're only here for 13 weeks. So let's just absolutely dump on them and give them like our worst pay. They'll never see them again. Like, and so they just get absolutely like brutalized for 13 weeks. And then I also think that probably like a little bit, loose because they're not going to be back, right? Mm-hmm. So like they can just kind of, and like when I worked in the ER, it was very incestual. Like people were just like boning each other.
Wow.
Like, and I think that's like a thing on Grey's Anatomy, right?
I think the show ER is.
It's a real thing.
Yeah, no doubt.
I went on a couple of dates with a girl. She's a doctor here in Boston, like an MD, and she was telling me, she's like, dude, everyone in my hospital is fucking everyone. She's like, this guy is married to this other girl who is also a doctor in the hospital while actively fucking this other doctor in the other unit. And I'm like, it makes sense.
Through sickness and health.
If you're around someone all day, every day,
it's long.
It's like a trauma bond.
Yeah, trauma bond.
You know,
too.
And a good way to release some tension.
Yeah,
right?
This is what comedians hook up.
Which is the worst. I mean, we all know an example of that.
Hey, what do you mean?
Happened in the scene recently.
Oh, we
People
do?
hooking up, and so one person went nuclear.
Oh, I didn't hear this.
What?
You guys know.
Maybe
Fuck,
bleep
I have
it.
to bleep it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to bleep it. I feel like I know, but I get afraid because like
Tara?
that. I was gonna say the name is like Bloody Mary.
Oh, okay.
I don't want her to show up.
I was thinking more recent, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we say her name, we're gonna be
gonna
put
show
on
up.
blast.
We'll summons
We're
it.
gonna get some video messages.
So video call. Yeah.
Oh, I should shout out my sister. She was a travel nurse for a while.
Hell yeah.
But she
We
was
salute
mostly
you.
doing it because in Massachusetts you had to get vaccinated to be a nurse.
Okay.
So she was vaccine dodging. So she went to South Carolina where she could be a nurse for a while.
Hell
So
yeah.
good shout out for my sister where I outed her as an anti-vaxxer.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. My ex-sister-in-law, her family's anti-vax, and at the baby shower, I don't know why I was being so extra, but I like really had to pee, and I was like, I don't want to go in that house. I don't know what's in there.
Yeah, my family's anti-vax, and God, are they annoying.
Because it causes autism?
No, they didn't know, like, it's more like the most recent vaccine. Not, I think, vaccines in general, although I haven't checked in with them on it. I feel like the current vaccine made them, like, cynical.
What's their stance on Ozempic?
I don't know. They're all fat as hell, so they should.
Well, that's my thing is I feel like so many people who are anti-vax were like, you mean I can get skinny really quickly? I don't know what's in this, sure.
Yeah. Well, I think if the vaccine made you skinny, they would be like,
They'd be all for
"I'm
it."
gonna try it.
Okay.
Oh,
Which is a great
Fauci.
segue to the next question. If you can go back in time, what would you change about yourself? Zero segues in this episode.
Yeah, just hard hitting questions.
Left
Yeah.
turns.
What do you hate about yourself?
Change about myself. Well, you'll probably cut this and that's fine, because this is making me think of My Old Ass, where it's like if you change something, then it's going to change the trajectory of everything, right?
You mean the movie?
Right.
Okay, I was gonna say
the
your
movie.
ass. You
Sorry.
go back in time.
My Old Ass.
I'd go back in time
I'd
and
do
do
a
some
lot more
squats,
squats. Make that thing tight. That.
We would all do that first. I would go make my ass tight, then I'd kill Hitler.
I don't know. I feel like I'd probably explore more. This is such a corny answer, but I'd probably explore more than nursing. Like when I was applying for colleges, I was just like, I guess I'll do this. Like I like to help people. I don't really know what else there is, because it's like you get a job right away as a nurse. Like I feel like with other majors, you like really have to do a lot of like digging to find what part of that field you want to be a part of.
Got it.
But I don't know. That doesn't feel like.
Would you have done comedy sooner, or?
That's a good point. I feel like I don't know, because like again with like the meditation, I feel like I probably would have been crazy on stage if I did it sooner. Like you said, like the nurses and stuff. I think we were talking about this last night. Like somebody was saying like, oh, I used to like go out and party with the nursing majors, and because they didn't party that often, when they did, they were like psychos. Mm-hmm. And so like when I was during that like drunk phase, that would have been really detrimental probably to my comedy career.
Yeah. Yeah. Or like, you would have been like a Sam
confident
Kinison
as hell.
Kind of thing, like just like a coked up comedian. That has to be your thing.
Damn.
Or maybe I'd probably invest, maybe be better with my money.
Oh, right.
Because like
might as well buy
this is
Bitcoin.
30.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Comment yikes. If you're worried about Tori, comment yikes. We need to get the algorithm. Comment that you're deeply concerned for Tori.
Yeah, probably start an OnlyFans. No.
Comment if you think she should start. Comment yikes if you think she should start an OnlyFans.
Feet Finder seems lucrative.
Oh, I should shout out my father-in-law. He's also a nurse. I forgot.
I thought you were gonna say he's on OnlyFans.
I should shout out my father-in-law. He's got a great
Finder.
OnlyFans.
He's showing holes.
Yeah, he's showing bare hole. He's gonna be our next podcast.
Just his butt.
Yeah, just his butthole. He's gonna like, what would you change about yourself, Bob?
Okay, now I'm a child, but he just farts to answer.
Yeah. Like, and we just nod.
Yeah, you have like subtitles.
I wouldn't change anything about. I would meditate more.
I'm perfect.
Yeah. But I just was flashing back to when I said nurses are horrible people. And I was just like, and then it was just like nurses that I know in my life flashing before my eyes that might listen to this.
Bars.
My father-in-law is a good person. My sister, I don't know. She believes some crazy shit.
Oh, are they on our cuck list of listeners?
My sister probably not.
Okay.
She uses InfoWars instead of YouTube.
Father-in-law is on our 30 cuck listeners.
He might be occasionally.
Supportive man.
Hell yeah.
And
Good
we
guy.
love that.
Good nurse.
Give him a good shout
Good
out.
nurse.
Liberal as hell. Likes vaccines. Has autism.
It's a spectrum.
All in track, all in favor. Yeah.
One time I was working with a doctor who was like so rude, and I was just like, what is this guy's deal? Like he was just like so bold. He'd like walk up to me and be like, give this to room 5. And I was like, room 5 is not my patient. And like it was just like giving very like aggro vibes. And then somebody was like, so you know he's got Asperger's. And I was like, oh, okay. And he's like the nicest guy ever. I was just no social cues.
Did they just remove Asperger's from autism or add it to all
I think you're right.
I think they just were like, it's on
It's
the
a spectrum.
Yeah.
They've got it.
Dude, like, I
But there should be a term for like, I think Asperger's is important because there's so many people who are now like, I'm autistic because
Yes.
I don't like the way socks feel at night.
Yes, I'm like, dude, to
We
be
need a
honest,
difference.
not
We
just
have people who can't talk.
Yeah, they're like, I don't know how to communicate a feeling. I'm autistic.
like I miss like how Egypt was so binary with definitions.
Yeah.
They're like, you're
That
dumb
guy-
or not.
Yeah, that guy is retarded.
They're like, they don't like, yeah, they're like, dude, in Egypt, you're like, you can't be like, oh, I have no. You're gonna kill yourself, or you're like not. Like, there's
commit to the bit.
There's no
Yeah.
in between. Yeah. You're gonna have to cut all of that. But
No, I think this is important. I think it's fine. Some people
This is
we gotta hate on like the fake autistic people.
This is what the cucks have been waiting for.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna talk about.
oh,
They're like, finally,
Autism.
some representation for us.
Yeah, have we had an autistic guest on yet? There we go. Cross that box.
right. Yeah. Like we had a nice guy, a nice gal, autistic gal.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't guess which one of our guests has autism.
No.
Comment in the
Yeah, comment if you think it's autism. But don't give too much.
Well, yeah, or comment
like
what
that.
you think I have from the DSM.
Yeah.
Oh.
Comment, diagnose us all. Please.
Oh, what's the walk the world through the dating life of Tori?
Yeah.
What? Like, okay, so here's my thing is, what dating life, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what I want everybody to know.
Yeah, what's your problem? What's going on with you?
You're hot. So what's up?
John is like, no, not too many flowers.
Wait, let's call a 7 a 7. Comment what you think Tori's rating is.
Oh, 7 to 7 is crazy.
Hey, I'll take it.
You'd be like, did he just say I'm a 7?
Like this video if you think she's higher than a 7.
I'll kill myself.
Only 3 likes.
It's like people are comment sections like 7 question mark. You mean a 9?
I would say call me old-fashioned, but I'm looking for like an organic meet cute. And like all these apps, I think we have too many options. I sound like such a boomer when I say this.
You want to be like reaching for a bedpan and then
We're just like wiping someone's diarrhea
at the
up.
same
And I'm like,
time.
do you smell that?
wow.
It's like a can of soup.
You feel something?
Supermarket.
Yeah, I mean, you frequently encourage me to download the apps to harass people, which is like fun, sure, but it just feels like so much. And I feel like people only tell you what they want you to know, right? So yeah, I look for more organic, like IRL connections. For a girl who doesn't leave her house often, it's tough.
It's only family.
I need them to break into my apartment.
Come to my window.
Second cousins are on the table.
I have like the tin can, like don't get too close. But yeah, I mean,
I feel like when I've in the time I've known you, which has been about like a year, I want to say, I feel like you're usually in. You describe them as I'm talking to them, but not dating. and then it's fresh in my memory because you said it today.
well, like I said, like I'm dating them. I don't know if they're dating me.
Right.
But I mean, communication is key. So like that, but it's like, how many dates do you wait until you ask that? Because you don't want to be that girl like, what are we?
Yeah.
But it's like, because there's so many options, are they dating other people? You don't come out and say that like on the first date, like, I don't know.
But you kind of it sounds like you want a connection that you don't even have to ask. You know what I mean?
That's fair. Yeah. Oh, we're learning about I don't even know what I want. Truthfully.
I would describe your perfect man or woman.
There's something about a bi man that I really love.
Wow.
I don't know that there's anything hotter than a guy that's like comfortable with his sexuality. And
Dude, same love a bi girl.
I thought you were going to be like, dude, kiss me right now.
you guys just slowly go in and then it cuts.
She's hot. Kiss me.
like a bi girl. I love the idea of like dating a bi girl because then we can both look at girls and be like, hot.
Absolutely. Well, and that's the thing is like if you're comfortable enough with your sexuality, you can like appreciate people with your partner, and that's fun. That's like what you do with your bestie.
Yeah.
You're like, yo, that girl has a nice ass. That
we don't
guy's
have to cuck each other. We can do this.
Dude,
We can fuck them together.
I
It's
love
beautiful.
how like a separate world this is from where I grew up, right? Because right now we're like, oh my god, I love a bi man like who can just fuck both genders. In Egypt, they're not even at a point of fucking a gender. They're like, we are not even sexuals. Because you're like, I like being bisexual. In Egypt, like, we're not sexual.
It's illegal to be comfortable with your sexuality.
But didn't you say, like, not to take too hard of a left here, but didn't you say there's like anal is big in Egypt?
The back door, yeah, is big. In Egypt.
That's with animals. Cut that out.
But it's because like virginity is a big deal.
Right.
Like,
no
nobody
doubt.
loses their virginity before marriage,
Right.
allegedly.
Right.
So like, or vaginal reconstruction surgeries are like a big thing. So people are like, oh,
Why?
because they're gonna be like
innie or outie?
No. Oh, we had like the wildest conversation yesterday. We'll get back to that.
Next question is. Do
you have an innie or an outie?
Because we were like, because in Egypt, like some people were like, oh, I'm just gonna mess around, and it was just totally fine. But like, before I get married, I'm gonna go to a doctor, be a virgin again, so my husband wouldn't destroy my family's honor.
Right. So you need to.
So like, you can
again.
immediately clock if somebody else has been in there, is what you're saying?
Because no, to them, it's not like that. They're like, oh, they have to bleed. Even I know sometimes it's like you can't be a virgin.
So they're
and
getting
still
it
not
so
bleed.
tight that they're
Like
so they're bleeding again.
Blood is the key here for some reason in Egypt. But
Well,
till it bleeds.
yesterday we were talking. Oh, dude, insane conversation. Gonna be blade cut out the entire thing.
This is Patreon only.
This is OnlyFans.
Our OnlyFans?
This is OnlyFans.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, this is, you should do this again. You should come shoot the shit with us sometime.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love that idea.
Great third for us.
Thank you guys.
Sit in the cup chair.
Just watch.
Perfect.
Yeah, just watch.
And we can get the feedback of like what people rated me.
Yeah, that's the whole. Yeah.
I mean, it's a good thing we don't have much of a following because the comments would be.
I'm telling you.
I would also
Isn't that like
forget
a-
what cues I It'd be like yikes 8. Yikes.
Isn't that a thing on Reddit where it's like how hot am I or something, and people just absolutely destroy them?
That would ruin my life.
Yeah.
That would ruin my life. Yeah.
You can't imagine like there's a subreddit called Roast Me.
Yes,
And
maybe that's what it is.
Very hot people would
Because they think they're indestructible.
Mm-hmm. And the internet is unbeatable.
And I love
the
that.
Internet has you cannot beat the internet. It's a collective hive mentality.
Evil.
It's fucking insane.
Humbling.
Well, let's see how this goes.
Let's see how this goes. Well, see you guys next time. Roll the outro.
Maz will be happier next time.
I don't know. Like, subscribe, smash that like button, subscribe. We'll kill ourselves if you don't.
Yeah. Smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. Actually, just smash. Whatever you want to do, just smash.
Smash.
Even
Smash-
if it's your neighbor, just smash.
Yeah, smash the dislike button.